D, F, A, C, E, G. Those are all the notes for a full D minor 11. That actually would contain all the notes. How do I warm up? I basically just noodle all over the place. As always, this is my first time watching Creative Guitar Practice Ideas by Rick Beato. When I do these reaction videos, it is never with the intent to bring anyone down, tear anything down. Just give my opinion on the whole thing, see if I can learn something myself, spread some information, and quite possibly put a metal twist on the whole thing, because that's what this channel is about. It's also about rock. Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. I always tell people if I didn't have to work or do anything, I could just do whatever I wanted to, I practice the guitar. I don't know why, I just like to get better and I just enjoy playing the guitar so much. But
I want to point out here, this is the first time I've seen a Gibson where the toggle switch is in a place that makes sense. You know, usually they're way up here, away from where you'd be picking and adjusting your knobs. So I don't know if this is a custom thing or what, but it's about time this guitar has a toggle switch in a place that's not stupid.
because I make videos on all different topics, I go through periods of time where I don't get to play. Sometimes I'll go for weeks without playing. So yesterday I said, okay, I'm going to start practicing something. I need to do a post for Instagram, for shorts, for TikTok. So what am I going to practice? What am I going to work on? Because basically my shorts or my Instagram posts are just what I practice in the morning to warm up. But after you haven't warmed up for a month or haven't practiced or even touched the guitar, I mean, I go for weeks without playing. It's like, what do you actually do to come back from a break? The first thing to go is your right hand typically. That's the hardest thing to keep up. The left hand, you know, they can stay in pretty good shape, but the right hand goes. It's the synchronization between the two hands is what takes time to get back. So what do you actually practice? Yesterday I did a post. I like taking simple chord progressions. Let's say if you're in minor, just one minor, flat 7 minor, flat 6 minor, and making little chord progression etudes, but using the modal sounds of each. Let's say you're D minor, so it'll be D minor, C major, B flat major. I'm going to use like Aeolian, Mixolydian. Let's say you're D minor, so it'll be D minor, C major, B.
D minor, C, and B flat.
B flat major. I'm going to use like Aeolian, Mixolydian, Lydian sounds. Okay, so this is what I practiced yesterday.
Well, that definitely sounded pretty cool. Well, hopefully we can actually break that down and see what he played. Let's find out. We'll go back to that and pause stuff if need be.
After taking a break. The way I wanted to warm up was to actually to play something on different strings. A lot of people do these warm-ups that go like this. When I was in school, in college, that's what people do. That was like a common warm-up. And every guitar player did. I was like, why would you do that? It's not really a musical sounding warm-up. If you're going to warm up with something that actually sounds like music, right?
I agree. If you're going to warm up, play something that sounds like music. Play something you enjoy. How do I warm up? It's definitely not like that. It's usually just... I just start picking. Basically just noodle all over the place. That's how I like to warm up. And then maybe I'll play a song, one of mine, which, man, I haven't done much of my own stuff in a while. I got the same few songs, just I'll play here and there. You know, Rick Beato talking about he'll go weeks without playing because he's got so much other stuff to do. Like, yeah, I got so much stuff involved with Mile High Shred that devoting time to my own thing doesn't really happen right now. It's kind of depressing. But I have a feeling things are on the way to changing very soon, especially in June. That's going to be a huge plus right there.
I mean, that's kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Don't practice stuff you're never going to use. I have an old saying, practice, and it's probably not my saying, it's probably something one of my teachers said to me, but I always would tell my students, don't practice what you know, practice what you don't know. But then some students would come back and say, well, how do I know what I don't know? Okay, well, that's a good point, right? So I always thought that was funny. So I said, okay, I'm going to practice something that's uses some string skipping so that my alternate picking gets used to moving across the guitar neck. Okay, so I picked this shape. That's a D sus2 chord or D sus9. And I alternate pick it. I don't have to alternate pick. I could do that, but I like the sound of alternate picking, and once again, that's what gets my hand missing. But I did this. This is like a D minor. Went pretty to the ear, so I went.
I would argue that is a D. Well, let me see. What is that? It's really a D minor add 9. So here's where I might upset somebody. Does a D minor add 9 have a D minor 9 sound? Well, sure, because you have the minor triad plus the 9. But the thing that's missing that actually makes it a D minor 9 is the flat 7. Playing the root note, 5th interval, octave of the 2, so technically 9. He's sliding up into the flat 3rd. 1, 5, 2, flat 3, or 9. 1, 5, flat 3, 9. That makes it a D minor add 9. If it was a true D minor 9, we would have the flat 7 in there as well, which would be the C notes. That would be a D minor 9, but maybe he'll throw in the flat 7 in just a second.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to add some more strings in there. And I added that part to it to give it a little bit more harmonic. Okay, well, I needed to go somewhere, and the next thing I played was, I just changed the top note. Then the third one, I was like, oh, I'll add another note in there for color, and I added a flat 6. That flat 6 really gives it a minor sound. I love that. Beautiful sound. That's a... And then,
there's that C note for the minor 7 or the minor 9.
so my top note's going from this to that to that. It's descending, right? Second time. Third time. I didn't repeat them 2 times each. I just did it 1 time there, but I changed that B flat, added it on the 3rd time just to make it different, because musically you don't have things repeat too many times. Usually the 3rd repeat of something, people are bored, so you want to change it for interest. Then I'm like, okay, well, where do you go? Well, I'm going to go to C major next. So what's the pattern I'm going to use? So I went to... That to me is just a beautiful sound. I love that. I had never... played that before yesterday. I literally had never played that phrase before yesterday. I use the same shape. It's the same. I love that sound. Then I went down to B flat.
Let's go over the theory on that one. Let's talk about what those are being played. Alright, so what's he doing here? You got the roots, there's your 5, there's the 9 again, there's your major 3rd, so we got the foundation of a add 9, C major add 9. We got the 11 in there, same as the 4. So, and then he hits the octave there, so basically it's a C add 9 add 11. C add 9 and 11. could we actually strum that as a chord? Well, we start with our C chord. We go into a C add 9 next. We need the 11, which is going to be an F. We could play that in a couple places. There we go. There's a C add 9 add 11. There's the root 3rd, 5th, 9, 11.
Then I went down to B flat. I did that, same thing, add 9. Then I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? And I thought, I'll go to that note instead. I'll keep that same note.
Well, he's got the B flat add 9 again. This time, that's right, he did talk about doing Lydian stuff earlier. So he's got that sharp 4 or sharp 11 in there. Roots 5, 9, whoops, major 3rd. That is the sharp 4, octave of the 5. And then he's hitting the 9 a second time. So very similar to the other one. So this would be a B flat add 9 add sharp 11. Doing that down here would be a pain in the butt, I think. How would that work? We have adding the 9. But then we need that sharp 11. Oof. Could I hit that? God, that's a bitch. Whew. Well, there we go. That was B flat major add 9 add sharp 11. That's kind of painful. Is there another way I could do that? I'm curious because the notes we have the B flat, D, F, the C, and the E. So I could use an open D and an open E. So that crosses off the B, F, D. Now I just need a C note. I could also do... Yeah, this is a tough chord to figure out no matter what. B, F, D. Need the C and the E still. Because like I could play the C here just fine. I could bar that. And just leave that high string, E string out of it there. So there's your B flat, which is the root. There's your 5. B flat, F, which is the 5. D is your major 3rd. There's your C note, which is the 9. Yep. And then the E note, which is your sharp 11. So B flat major, add 9, add sharp 11. That is what he arpeggiated.
The second time. Then I did something like that. And I ended on this beautiful D.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check this. D minor 9/11. So that's trying to say D minor 9 add 11?
Minor chord with the 11 and the minor 9, which kind of gives you the sound of the whole thing, right?
Because there's your root, there's the 5. G is the 11, or 4. There's your minor third, and there is 9. Calling it a D minor add 9 add 11, or D minor add 9/11, that, as far as what I've learned, would be the correct way to name that. Because he's missing the C notes to make it an actual minor 9 or minor 11. How would that go? I don't even know. We might have to cut out the 5th interval for something like that, because a D minor 9 or D minor 11, the full thing would consist of D, F, A, C, E, G. Those are all the notes for a full D minor 11. The way I was taught to play 11th chords is you just add the 11th interval to a 7th. The 9 is not necessary. And sometimes, well, we have to cut some stuff out for guitar chords because we are limited with fingers and strings. D minor 7 would be this. So just adding in the 11, you can just do this. Or play a D minor 7 like this. And then, there you go, D minor 11. So we can add the 9 in up here, actually. That actually would contain all the notes. Because there's your root 4, or the 11. There's your flat 7. That is your flat third. That's your 5. That's your 9.
Those beautiful open string chords. But that was a practice thing that I would do, or that I came up with yesterday to work on getting warmed up with the guitar. The next thing that I would do would be do something that was a scale thing, and that might be the only thing that I practice for the day because I don't have a lot of time. I might just take 2 ideas. And maybe the scale thing is this. I did this on an Instagram post or a shorts post recently where I played a major scale, D major scale with 2 notes per string. So on the way up, I used 2 notes on that string, there, 2. But then I descend it down the string, and on the way down I do 2 notes on each string. Except on the low string, I descend down that. Finish off with an arpeggio. This is really kind of an optical illusion in a way, right? Because as I'm ascending, my hand's going back this way. You think you hear the notes going up, but my hand's going back towards the headstock. And then the same thing, it's an optical illusion when I'm descending but moving upward.
I saw Petrucci do something like this. Going up and down at the same time.
Like that.
Alright, well, interesting video. It's also interesting to see how you can just do something like this. Kind of like what I'm doing, right? You don't need a whole lot of scripted content. It's like, hey, here's a thing I did. This is what I'm doing in it. This is how I thought about it. Boom, done. So it seems like the thing to sum up there is basically practice things that you don't normally practice, I guess. Anyway, hey, if you're looking for ideas on new things to practice, I give lessons. There's also a bunch of stuff you can get on Patreon for only $1 a month. Over 100 different lessons.